Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be my showcase of Kelly Kelly, the bombshell. I'm about a day late here, but she's not available for you guys to get in the game yet. Anyway, Mrs. Mherex and I went to Portland for an entire day, do some Christmas shopping and stuff. So that's why I didn't do it yesterday, but that's cool. It's not going anywhere. So she is a PG era, which is very nice. We don't have enough era coverage in ladies, so I will want her specifically just for that reason because she's a pretty good fighter. She's also a defensive acrobat. She's a trainer. Another one of the niche ones, Hall of Fame ones I prefer over these because they're rainbow with the two specific MP. But this is Hall of Fame JBL, who a lot of you won't have that does red MP. But niche red moves do 2 more MP and blue gems do 50% more damage. Of course, you do get a 10% gem damage increase over the Hall of Fame, but you don't get the health or the rainbow. But a niche decent trainer for sure. She has a hot tag, which you guys know I love. When tagged into the match, deal, I believe that's 31 million damage. Commas would be great here. And make 45 random gems into protect gems of strength 250k. Opponent force tag will not activate. Hot tag, of course. Um, so yeah, that stuff is really cool. I have 2 movesets for you guys with her, but one of them I'll show you with regular trainers and then with more whaley trainers and then with plates. Um, I am not going to use 2 moves. Surprisingly, I don't really, I prefer this move, the diving, diving cross body over the kick out. You could sub the kick out with the moves that we'll see the diving cross body in. Kick out is 6 blue MP, deal 3.5 mil damage, gain 30 mil health. So it's a good move. I'm fine with this move. This one doesn't really make sense to me. The sit out face buster, 5 MP, deals 600k damage, swap a 6x2 random area into green gems. That's going to pin every time. And then the hardcore style is aggressive. First deal 1.6 million, increase your red gem damage by 80%. So I could see this move against aggressive if the gem damage buff was bigger, but you're not going to do enough damage to ever use this move, even against an aggressive, over the other move set that doesn't pin, because you could theoretically 2-click with this and the other move against an aggressive if this was higher, but I think it's low enough that it's not really worth using. So you could use this in combo with the tilt-a-whirl head scissors we're going to see here, which is another 5 red MP, deal 250k damage, make the top row into snowfall red gems, modify all gems below it into red gems and broken by you. So you would get 35 red gems at 80%, and then the leech gems on it. 5 rows into 900k. So that's unblockable. 35 gems at 900k, which is 900. 31 million unblockable, and it just isn't really enough for only an aggressive. That should be a much higher percentage. If you're going to do conditional stuff like that I can only use against one of 4 styles, so 25% of the time, it's got to be really, really good. Anyway, so that move, just as a throwaway one for me. You may feel differently though. There are other moves that we're gonna move. 2 moves we're gonna use with this tilt-a-whirl head scissors is the Kelly Killer. 5 MP, 400k damage, increase your green MP by 10. It's also a reversal, another countdown gem reversal, so this will reverse AJ for you guys. And then, what is it? New Gen Asuka, right? I believe she does countdowns as well, if I'm not mistaken. So a couple to think about. And then Legend Rhea Ripley Acrobat. And then Stinkface, 10 MP finisher, 1 mil damage, 7 random leech gems into multiply gems of strength 7. Then 1 million damage, destroys 7 random snowfall gems. So that works really well, really smooth. I am using Mosh for this. Now, when you use Mosh, you will create 5 less leech gems, so you're losing out on 4.5 million damage, but you are gaining 5 more multiply gems at 1 more strength. You can also use Sherry here, or you could do Armor King and, what's his face? Andre the Giant. Then we're going with red and multiply, and then multiply 60% here. All right. Gem damage strap equipped, 50%, 100%. Fury 2s, right? Okay. And then Jade's the one we got on the road here with some health, which we want with leech gems because leech gems won't show the damage. So this is a class advantage too. So it's actually 25% extra gem damage. So keep that in mind as well. Gameplay loop's really great, really simple. You don't have to touch the board, so that's nice. It's just a standard 3-click. And now the finisher puts our multiply gems out. And then we turn it red, we get the leech, the multiply, and it does 58 million with no plates. There's a bunch of plates you can use with this, so that's nice. Really smooth, really nice. You can whale it out, and this moveset will look way better with plates because we're losing even more leech gems this way, right? So it will look, it's not that much better without plates. Interestingly, because we're taking away a bunch of leech gems and we don't have the gem boost for it. So we just add Leo, right, and then Howdy. So now we're making 18 multiply gems. So we lose 6 more leech gems, which is what, 54 or 5.4 million in leech damage again. So yeah. And without plates, you're making up for it a little bit, but not quite. So without plates, this is going to look very similar to the last one. So if you don't get plates for her, or you don't have the plates to run her, this way, that's what the last moveset that I'm going to show you guys is for, right? This really needs plates, I think, to... It's not bad damage, though, without plates, so I'm not saying it's bad. She's S tier, by the way. You can see 63 mil, so really it doesn't hit that much harder without plates. The problem is finding an opponent where we can see the health for the damage she does, because leech gems you can't, except for Stip Tour. Luckily, because I am a day later today, we can go to a Stip Tour. Ho ho ho. So that works out. I'm not going to use any promoters or any of that stuff, so we shouldn't mess anyone up for any kind of good reward or whatever. But this way we can see the damage done. So I'm going to have to do, let's go with the regular trainers first. Now we have two kind of, there's a few plate options, right? So one that a ton of people should have is just on a prize wall cheap as well. Pretty easy to obtain is the Miz headband. We'll go ahead. Oop. It helps if you delete it all the way. Which adds 50% snowfall. Not a ton. 50% red when you make snowfall. Not a ton, but it's some. And we are making snowfall. Now, for this plate, you could go the Leech Universal or red. Red is in like 0 demand. No reason not to use that. They're both 200%. So that's one option. Then you have the snowfall option with red that does 300%, and that's not in super high demand either. And then you have the universal snowfall, which does 500%. So what I'm going to do for you guys is, since there's 3 of these Stip Tours and I can show you 3 with damage, I'm going to use the leech one because it's the lowest. Right, and I'll just use I'll use the red, and I will do that with this on normal, and then on medium or hard rather, I will put the rainbow snowfall with the non-whaley trainers, because the red snowfall is only 100% more, and that'll give you the difference for that. And then we'll go to the full whaled out version on hell with the whaley trainers and then the rainbow, and then you guys can see should give you a pretty good idea what she'll hit damage wise for, right? So we'll use the normal trainers for this one. Let's hopefully not mess it up because I don't have any extra tries here, but this way you can at least see the damage total. Yes, I know I don't have promoters, that's or enforcers either. We want that so no one loses anything important. And this should give us our health total on the pin. I'll probably slow it down on the finisher too, just so there's a better chance to see it. I don't want to miss it. Obviously, I have no idea what a damage does with the plates. I haven't been able to see yet. So, slow it down right about here. So this is with the leech and the snowfall plate, and the pin is 80 million. So that's respectable, right? That's respectable. We'll get to see it one more time. You could also use the anniversary leech plate, and it would fill up this 7 right here. But there's also a chance, I believe, because it's a multiply, that would overwrite these. I can try that out of this match, and we can see. For those that want to know, I feel like it probably overwrites one of your snowfalls, but it may not because it's a plate. It may behave differently than a multiply move, and I don't 100% know. So I'll test that for you guys with the anniversary as well after this. So 78 million that time. So yeah, with the leech plate and the the snowfall, and the oops, it was not the whaley trainers though. It was these trainers. I'm sorry, about 80 million, right? So that's not bad. So let's put the rainbow on this. I would imagine, since we went from 60 to 80 with 250%, going to 350 would probably give us about 10 million more. So you'd probably hit like 10 million more using the red snowfall. So in the 90s. So that would probably mean the rainbow's going to hit like 110 is my guess. Is 110. Let's see how close that is. And then we'll do the whaley one with the rainbow plate. I guess I could just do snow. It's my brain is on. All right. So the Ms. headband, if you don't have it, would cost you about 5 mil, give or take. Also, adding a 150 gem damage strap would add about 5 mil, give or take. Yeah, 100 million. All right. 100 million, and she subbed, so, oh no, she didn't sub, that was weird. I don't know what that was. But yeah, 100 million's not bad at all, so she's pretty solid, damage-wise output with this, and that's without the whaley trainers, right? Got some built-in healing with the leeches, you guys know I like that. Yeah, right at 100 mil. Okay. So now let's whale it out with the whaley trainers and run it one time with that snowfall. And that's the best I can do for you guys for showing you the damage, because that's what I got for tours where I can. If it was a dude, I could go into regular tours and do more, but it's not a dude. It's so annoying that they don't show the damage when you make leeches anymore. I don't know why or how that happened to be so you can't see, but it is annoying. For real, for when you're testing and stuff, right? It's also another reason why we need like a sparring mode where we can set up just a dummy. It'd be great to set the strap that the dummy's equipped with. Man, that's a tester's dream right there, right? Be cool if you could set the hype level on the dummy too. Anyway, that's not what this video is about, but let's and yeah, 140 whaled out. See, so the difference was like 40 million. And before it was like 5 million, right? So these scale incredibly well with straps, but without straps, not scale so much, right? That's the difference on the multiply gems with buffage. That's why You really need a gem buff or a multiply buff to hit hard in this game because it just scales so much better. So 140 is pretty strong. That's pretty good. And the gameplay loop is pretty nice. She's very good. All right. Rainbow Snowfall Plate, very high demand. That's the only downside. Ms. Headband, not. Okay, back we go. And now let's test that theory out with the anniversary before I forget, and then we'll go to the last moveset. Okay, Doke. I feel like it's going to overwrite one of the snowfalls, but it would not be Bloodsucker. Would not be the first time I was wrong. And at 140, you're already hitting hard enough, so most of the time, and she's got class advantage on acros. It does not overwrite, so that's great. So this would be significantly more damage. You're getting 8 more gems at 500%. So this will be significantly more damage than the Ms. Headband. In fact, we can redo this, and I can see what the ×8 ones are, and pretty much extrapolate that out for you. As long as one lands on a red. So let me run that one more time, actually. And this is with a class advantage, though. But that's 7 more gems at ×8, so 56 more than the 140. That probably goes... Ooh, that probably goes a lot. That's probably like at least 180, I would bet. Let's find out. Again, that would be with the whaley trainers. Dang it, we don't have a red right here. I'm gonna have to run one more. Sorry, guys. I need a red in the row 2. I think. Yeah, I do. I need a red in a row 2. See if the game will cooperate with me. Yeah, I like doing this because then you really know if plate upgrades are what's worth it for you and what's not. There we go, game. Thank you for cooperating. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to take the damage on the ×8 and divide it by 8 and then times it by 11, since those are ×11 multiplies. And that should be... No, I can just do this. 3.8, and we got 7 of them. So this would be essentially straight up just extra. Extra 3.8. So 3.8 times 7. 26.6 million extra. But we do lose 50% on the other one, so it's probably a net gain of like 20 million. So instead of 140, you do 160 with the whaley setup. And it should add the exact same amount, 20 million on the other set with the leech plate. And that was right around 100, yeah. With 80 and 100. So the 80 would become 100, the 100 would become 120. So there you guys go. It's gonna add about 20 million over the Snowfall Ms. Headband. Very good. Okay. Last set. Scopely has started to do this thing, and I do appreciate it, where they put this dodge in with sub builds. So it makes subs way less sucky, because, you know, they're going to dodge the gem swipe and not fill their moves. And now there's so many reversals for so many things, and the newer ones, a lot of them don't have sub reversals, so subs aren't getting reversed as much. So I actually kind of really like this moveset for a couple reasons, and that's why it's last. One, it's got a bunch of unblockable. Two, it's the one that works with the hot tag, right? So you come in with the hot tag, assuming she's loaded. You got a board full of, you do 30 mil damage, then you got a board full of protect gems. So you're literally just going to come in and hit the finisher and be done, right? In Showdown. So yeah, I appreciate a good hot tag. She doesn't have a cool Showdown link or anything, but PG era, horrible era. So this works in conjunction with the hot tag, which I appreciate. And yeah, it's move damage, right? With plates that, if any plates, that I have no demand for on my roster, whereas the Snowfall is in super high demand. The downside to this one, let me read the moves first. So diving crossbody, 1 MP, 770k damage, increase your gem dodge chance by 100% on gem swipes for 2 turns. Of course, when you sub them for 3 turns, you're going to drain their MP, and then they're going to have to do a gem swipe to load up their MP, but they're going to miss, so they will get no MP. Of course, the only way that isn't in effect is if people have a swipe, break 3, get 3 MP. Very little of that these days, because generally that's poor gameplay loops, so you don't see it a ton. And then the sub is the figure 4 lock, 6 MP, color submission, choose 8 gems to make into blue sub, 650k, 3 turns. We don't really care about that. What we do care about is the 1-turn countdown gem that will make 20 random gems into protect gems. Now, the protect gem strength isn't really big at 250k, but we really don't care because we're going to get 505 million unblockable damage when we deal 1 million damage plus 750k bonus for every protect with the trainers we can run, right? So let's go ahead and set that up. Now, here's the thing, the bad thing about this, there is no good replacement for Tuso. So if you don't have Zombie Uso, Zombie Uso gets your, potentially, most of the time you should have 49 protect gems unless you lose all, like a bunch of your countdowns. So 49 times 2.25 is 110 million damage. But if you don't have Tuso, then you might not like this as much, because you'll be running Bailey instead. It's a big drop off from 100 to 15%, and that gives you 49 gems. It's still good at 1.61 or 78 million, right? So right around 80 million with Bailey. So big drop off though. Like that's a 20 million hit in one trainer, right? And I don't need to run her because it's just going to hit 20 million less hard, right? So yeah, but you have the dodge, the sub to drain, the sub refills itself, etc. For this one, I'd run a move damage trap because there is 1 million damage on the finisher, and then the plates we can run, or the plate we can run, is move damage based, and since we're not breaking any gems, that would do us no good, right? So I got 100% move damage trap with takedown 2s, and 200% move damage metal, okay? The plate you can run is the Mella's Mask. It's funny, it's actually, it's not going to add a ton. It does add 150% blue move damage. More importantly, in the case of her, because of the protect gems, if somehow you don't zero them, decreasing your opponent's gem damage is useful. But 150%, it's going to add 1.5 million to the finisher. That's all. So Mella's Mask adds 1.5 million damage, straight up. So yeah, nothing to get all crazy about. So Lawler and Sander gets you loaded with the sub. The sub will load the blue. And then we got Otis for 100% protect. And what's his face here for 100% protect too. So there's almost no protect gem damage trainers, hardly any. So there's not really very many good substitutions. I believe Biker Taker also does some. I want to say he's like 75% though. And generates, which we don't need. But yeah, I like this because of the unblockable aspect and also because it works with the hot tag. And you're going to see exactly how the dodge works because we're going to drain Jade here. And then we're going to hit the sub. And you want to make 2-3 matches just in case you needed to recycle. That gives you 6 MP, reloads the sub, and then loads the finisher. And then spread these out a little bit. Try not to put them too close. Like I did. So we're only going to get 40 protect gems because I'm dumb. So we're missing 9. I think 40 if they do 20. But 40 at 2.25 is still like 90 million. So easily zeros Jade, right? So it's you can see it's really actually quite fast and has that unblockable aspect and doesn't have high demand plates. And she's PG era. So I don't believe there's any PG dude using snowfalls that acrobat that you're going to share a strap with. So I think this ends up coming out to my favorite build for her, which is really weird because she does have a high damage. Now the other one is higher damage, right? For sure. Let's just do spread this way and then not get more blue gems. And it's a bit, I don't like having to choose gems though, so there's that because I'm lazy, but I do actually, you can see the dodge is just kind of cool to actually see it be worthwhile. Oops, yeah, you can obviously hit that again. I don't know what that even does on a finisher if they have health left. It's a good question. Does that dodge their kick out? I need someone with more... Hold on, science. Because if that dodges their kick out, that's actually kind of busted. Let me... That just occurred to me. Let's find out, guys. Never have I thought about this before this moment. Huh. I am so curious right now. There's not a lot of times when there's like something new in the game, like that you've never seen before. This could be one of those times. Let us see what we see. Yeah, that's fine. I don't need any protect gems if this works anyway. So we're not going to hit very hard at all. It does not. Okay, they can still swipe. All right, cool. I was going to be like, that would be kind of a busted mechanic. That would have been super cool, actually. All right. Anyway, this works with the hot tag. That's probably why I think it's my favorite, is the main reason. I personally wouldn't use her in feud. I have Indy. I've used wildcard hype on Indy to take her hype 3. I'll take her hype 4 on Mherex account. And I think Indy's a much better, faster 2-move feuder, right? With but after that, I would put her as the second best Lady Acro. And she does have something Indy doesn't. You guys know I'm a sucker for hot tags. She has that. And more importantly, she's a really sucky era in PG era. So I would put her as the second best. I do like her more than Lyra. I feel like Lyra's got a lot of, to hit hard, Lyra has a lot of gem reversal worries, potentially. Gem buff, multiply, you know, different things like that. Lyra's really good though. And then Mommy can hit really hard now, but she's a little bit slower. The only caveat I would say is another defensive aggro. Tiffany, if you have all of the stuff for Tiffany, has got a ton of built-in gem defense from the moments. You can get the MP gear. So I would also probably rate Tiffany higher with everything, which is very hard to acquire. I still don't have everything for her on Mherex yet, by the way. So yeah, but both modern era, which is low demand in the sense that, you know, you got a ton of good modern era superstars, and PG era, which has crappy superstars. So overall, I'd give her number 2, mainly because the hot tag in the PG era. I think that bumps her to 2 for me. And you could make a case for 1, right? If you don't have, I have all this stuff for Indy on Mherex, so she hits ridiculously hard. She's just silly. And then 2 moves. So it's hard, really, you know, quite hard to top that. Like two moves in feud, and she's doing like, I don't know, 180, 200 million, something like that. So it's pretty hard to top that. But yeah, I think she's a great addition. Smooth. Few minor complaint. You, and like I said, you could sub the kick out. You could with the dodge move, but the dodge move makes the sub way safer. So I wouldn't do that. And I feel like even on defense, the dodge move, if you survive, is way more annoying. If you don't think you're going to survive on defense, then sure, the kick out, right? And on defense, you could actually probably just do something like this and just be really annoying. Dodge move, sub, kick out. But I don't really care about being annoying, so I don't really. It's this one is fine, so I don't have complaints with that, especially from defensive. But this one probably should have been like they have been doing recently, where it doesn't move the pin bar, and gives you the choice to use this or the MP up. So this should probably be 6x2 and not move the pin bar. So it's a small gripe there. And if they want you to 2-click against aggressive, then this should be like. Actually, no, not moving the pin bar you couldn't do with the way this is set up, because then you'd 2-click and you'd ruin the leech gem. So yeah, take that back. That should be the way it is. Then if you just want situational, this buff needs to be bigger. So this is kind of actually for me a throwaway move, other than tours, where you could just 2-click and win with one less click. But I'm just using the sub anyway for tours probably because I'm lazy. So only small gripes. I think overall really quite well done. Great addition to the game. PG Air is awesome. So I want her on my roster for sure. Defensive acrobat shards can be rough because there's a lot of good ones, male and female. So keep that in mind. Lyra's, Tiffany, are both defensive. So I would like to have seen a different style than defensive as well. But her kit is defensive with leeches and kick out. So it's a traditional defensive style. So I get it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I think she's a great addition. I want to get her. What's your favorite moveset? What would you run if you get her on your roster and all that jazz? I think she'll be in the loot starting Monday. I don't know if there's a contest to get her. She's a surprise superstar, so who knows how it's going to go. There's the Monday is when kicks are tomorrow is when kicks off the really big stuff for the 12 days of Christmas with the event and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend, and remember to like, subscribe, and share, because that really helps.